These level 4 type are created either by quantum fluctuations or by branes clashing. What is created is radically different. In this type of parallel universe, all the rules are out the window.
It could be, in fact, that the mathematics and physics describing reality differs from what we're used to in our universe.
If the laws of physics are different in a level 4 parallel universe, space could just consist of gas and particles. Galaxies, stars, and planets would not have formed, and life as we know it would not exist. To show that any type of parallel universe, level 1, 2, 3, or 4, truly exists, experts must find the evidence. Be they big, tiny, or invisible, scientists must find physical indications of the extra dimensions that supposedly connect us to these other worlds. To do it, today, physicists at Fermilab in Illinois are conducting extraordinary experiments, hoping to prove that any kind, even the wildest type of parallel universe, is really out there. For the first time ever, real and remarkable experiments are taking place at particle colliders like the Tevatron at Fermilab.
Right now, this detector is looking for evidence of extra dimensions. If there are extra dimensions of a certain size and shape, this experiment will find them.
Their best chance of exposing extra dimensions comes from smashing microscopic particles together at super speeds. The smoking gun in the hunt is gravity. It has been found to be a uniquely weak force. So the Fermilab physicists are looking for the particle that carries gravity. It is called a graviton.
It's the particle that carries gravity, which we think knows about all of the extra dimensions of space. So we think the gravitons, if you can produce them in high energies, should actually move off into the extra dimensions.
But finding a graviton, or at least a sign of one, is a huge challenge.
It's tricky and complicated because you're looking for nothing. You're looking for something that has disappeared.
What's the rate now?
It's very, very rare that you make a really exotic particle. So we literally have to collide them billions of times in order to find the very rare event where you make something like a particle that disappears into extra dimensions.
The Tevatron collider shoots minuscule protons and antiprotons at terrific speeds, just short of the speed of light, around a 4-mile-long super-enforced steel-encased ring. To protect the sensitive experiments from surface noise and for safety reasons, the collision ring lies deep underground.
We take beams of high-energy protons going one way around a big ring, and a beam of high-energy antiprotons going the other way around the ring. And then at two places in the ring, we smash them together.
The mighty collision annihilates the particles and produces an intense ball of pure energy.
The idea being that perhaps we can make new particles that disappear into the extra dimensions.
If nothing happens, how will the scientists know that a graviton has moved off into an extra dimension?
The way that you tell that is by reconstructing everything else that happened in this messy collision and then saying, oops, there's some energy and momentum that's missing here. So we call this a missing energy surge.
It could take years and billions of collisions before history happens and higher dimensions are found.
If extra dimensions are there, it means the universe is a much bigger and much stranger place than we had ever imagined.
But if it does happen, it would be proof positive that parallel worlds exist. The question then will be, how do we get there? Faced with extinction in the far-flung future, can humankind open a portal to a parallel universe? Parallel universes are not just a crazy idea dreamed up by physicists to marry science with fiction. if finally proven to exist, they could have an important practical purpose in the far-off future. Finding a tunnel to another world could one day save humanity. Billions of years from now, our Earth will meet its inevitable demise. Experts say that it will all end either in a big crunch or big freeze. If other universes are shown to exist, some say they could serve as a kind of cosmic lifeboat. For a future generation, a passage or gateway to another world could be their only hope for survival. The question is, can we find a way to get there?
One cool way of theoretically going from our universe to another one is to go through what's called a wormhole, a bridge connecting two universes. Kind of like getting on a train or a subway.
Like a subway system in a city. Going through this tunnel to a different place.
Think of two sheets of paper that are stacked parallel to each other, but then think of a gateway, a shortcut, a portal connecting these two universes.
This extreme idea was first proposed back in 1935 by the inimitable Albert Einstein and his student Nathan Rosen. A throat with two conjoined black holes theoretically allows someone, like a passenger on a subway train, to quickly travel to another space and time. This could work if the universe is really an infinite multiverse.
Certainly it's a theoretical possibility, a sort of shortcut, if you like, and it allows the possibility of traveling between distant parts of the universe, or perhaps between different universes.
There are all sorts of problems with trying to traverse a wormhole, but one challenge above all seems insurmountable.
When Einstein introduced the wormhole into his equations, he didn't think that anyone could ever walk through one of these things, because after all, you die in the process.
Impossible as it may sound, experts think there may be a way to travel through a wormhole and live to tell about it.
In principle, you can go right through to another parallel universe. If you go through again, you wind up on yet another parallel universe. And if you go again and again and again, you wind up on repeated parallel universes. It's like going into an elevator and hitting the up button. Each floor looks like a universe.
Once again, however, there is a major drawback.
One problem is you don't know where you're going to wind up. You know, wind up in the middle of a star, wind up in the middle of a planet.
It may ultimately prove impossible for individuals to pass through a portal to a parallel universe. But there may be another way to save humankind.
If the gateway is very small, like for example atomic in size, perhaps what we should do is send a seed, a nanobot, a microscopic robot through the gateway containing the DNA, containing all the information necessary to create a new civilization on the other side of the universe. Where do we see that in nature? Think of a tree. A tree creates a seed. The seed contains the DNA that it shoots out in all directions, capable of creating a new tree.
The idea is that if an advanced civilization in the future could assemble enough high-energy laser beams, they could, in theory, burn a hole in the fabric of space-time.
It's very difficult, but we physicists have calculated that if you concentrate enormous energy at a single point to attain something called the Planck energy, the ultimate energy, space and time itself become unstable. Little bubbles begin to form, little bubbles that are perhaps portholes, gateways to another universe.
In this way, a microscopic pod or nanobot containing humanity's DNA and the cosmic code of our world can be transported to a parallel universe. Faced with extinction, this could be humanity's last great hope.
If we can't do it, it means the death of the universe.
But if this incredible feat is achieved, our entire universe would be resurrected and, like a phoenix, rise from the ashes.